Hi everyone, it is Friday morning, and what I'm going to start doing is to make videos, very short, 2 to 4 or 5 minute videos at the most, on most Fridays. I'm going to entitle them Tasks and Tips. And what I will do is, first of all, I will recapitulate the task for the week and give you an idea of what you should probably be doing for the weekend and of course for our next class on Monday. And I'll give you also a tip or two about how to best do that and how to proceed for next week. Okay, just moving right into it, and let me just sort of emphasize. I'll try to make these as short as possible. I know it's very boring to listen to watch someone, go blah, 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 blah for 20 minutes. Okay. First of all, and this is for 10-10 now, your major assignment is to prepare a draft of your first major paragraph, and I want you to be very, very careful about following first of all, the instructions and making sure that you use a schema. And so what I want you to do, please, is to come into class on Monday and with the text written out, and remember, it's going to be pretty long. And secondly, with the schema, so we can make sure that the schema and the text itself correspond to each other. Okay, so that's the one thing. Just come in with a hard copy of those two things. The easiest way to do it is to write your text first, excuse me, and then put the schema at the bottom. You can be very concise with the schema. You don't have to do the whole narrowing process. Just do the general topic and then immediately narrow it. Okay, so in terms, that's the task. Come in with those two things on a sheet of paper, and so we can begin to do our first real editing session. Okay, so that's number one. The tips are as follows. First of all, make sure that it's easy to see the structure that you establish in the schema in the paragraph. Make sure that, remember my word, delineation. Make sure everything is delineated clearly, as in topic sentence. Make sure I can identify it. Number two, the major point 1, major point 2, and major point 3. Okay, clearer is better. As I said before, or as I said Wednesday, this is just a draft. So if you're not so sure of major point 3, just leave it alone, or do it superficially. You're not getting graded on this. This is a work in progress to get you to move towards the final copy. Second thing is, and I know from experience that it's very easy to forget these, make sure that you use the 4 filters. Okay, make sure you're really, really, really careful, and you make sure that it's tight. That is to say, you have a really careful and explicit time focus, a timeline there. Make sure that the who, the who is really clear. The where needs to be explicit. And the theme, I'm less concerned with that because, as I've been saying, that's kind of complicated, and that's going to take us a couple of more weeks to really stabilize. So if you're not so clear about that, don't worry about it so much, and you'll see what will happen as long as you're really rigorous and careful with the first 3. The fourth one will sort of fall into place. The final thing that I want to say is, remember, I am asking you to practice, and that's a big deal. It's hard. I want you to practice narrowing for an hour. Okay, and you can do that in a couple of different segments, or you can do it all at once. And as I was saying, I highly recommend that you find a quote-unquote narrowing partner, because this is a little bit difficult to do early in the class by yourself, and it does not have to be a student. You just train your little sister, your little brother, your big brother, whoever, about how to do this narrowing. Walk them through it once, and then just do it as a game, because the important thing here is Not that you do this perfectly, but that you do it automatically. And every time you start to work on a topic, whether it's for my class or other classes, you can you will systematically go through the filters. Okay, so we'll work on that on Monday. Have a great vacation. Have a great weekend. And if you have questions, just contact me. The fastest way to contact me is, we all know the magic number, 301-728-5175. Text. I will check my text messages every few hours between now and Monday morning. Okay, thanks everyone. Take care. Have a great weekend.